record. So my name is Tasha Smutny. I am a gold consultant and an IATAN card holder. And today we're going to talk about how to create a travel ad. So let me just share my screen with you. I did create a little Word document. I'm going to share this in the team chat and on our website so that people have it. So there's a couple of different ways to go about creating an ad. The most popular way is to start by making a mock booking. So a mock booking is simply just, you go to one of our vendors or suppliers and you pretend that you're making a booking for a client. And that's how you're going to gather your information for your ad. Okay. I think a lot of new agents especially get afraid that if they go into our vendors and suppliers and they pretend they're making a booking, that they're going to accidentally make one and have to accidentally pay for it. That's not going to happen, right? Even if you somehow put book and you get a reservation number, if you do not pay the deposit that's due by the day it's due, it's going to cancel automatically, right? There's a lot of times you can hold a cruise for, 48 hours, 72 hours. Room res, we can hold a hotel up to 7 days. But if it's not paid by the day it's going to be due, it's just going to cancel it. The only way you're going to be responsible for paying for it is if you accidentally put your credit card in, because then you've made the booking and you've made a deposit. All right. Yes, Amanda, do not worry about that. I go in all the time. There'll be times that some of our vendors and suppliers, I can't get all the final information till I put names in, and I'll put fake names in just to get to that point. You cannot accidentally book something. And if you do and haven't paid anything, it's going to get canceled. All right. So please don't worry about that. All right. So what I did, I prepared something already for us. I went into Vax and I priced a Universal Studios vacation. I did do this based on, we have a February vacation here in Massachusetts. So I did it February vacation week. That is something I will advertise. I've been advertising lately Christmas because we're in November, some last minute Thanksgiving stuff. I've been advertising things coming up for spring breaks. In Massachusetts, we have a February break and an April break instead of that traditional March spring break. So I've been doing a lot for that to try to get families to book that are following me that are local. That being said, a lot of times, no matter what your ad is, the purpose is just to get people to pay attention to you. All right. They may not call you about the exact thing that you've made an ad for, but you're piquing their interest. Okay. So I did a package for a family of 4. I did price it with children under 10. So when I advertise this, I am specifically going to say children, because 10 and over would be an adult ticket. I'm just starting with a standard 2-queen room. I chose, not the lowest category of hotel, but also not the super expensive, because I'm going to have to adapt this no matter what to my clients and what they want. This one also didn't have any suites available, so I'm just booking a regular room for now. I mean, there's some, but it was a lot more money. And a lot of families are not going to want this exterior entry suite. So when I scroll down, I can see, I've chosen those flights. I did choose direct flights from Boston. I tried to do, not super duper early in the morning, but not late either. This did happen to be the least expensive direct flight. And then, they'll still have that last day in Orlando, but, be to the airport by like 6, so that they can fly home. And that's flying home on a Saturday. So they have Sunday home before the kids go back to school, right? I did come in here and adjust the tickets. It originally just had a 3-park unlimited ticket, which is much more money, but doesn't necessarily have park to park. So what a park to park's going to do for me at Universal is, number one, if anyone in this family is a Harry Potter fan, you need a park to park ticket in order to ride the Hogwarts Express between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So without that ticket, they can't ride that train. Even though it's just a transfer between parks, it's also an attraction and a ride. It automatically put this in, the bundle and save for a 3-park ticket as part of your vacation. And they still have this going on, that it's a 3-park park to park with 2 additional days. So this will give them any 5 days from the day they arrive. I did choose the arrival date in case they want, they're getting in at 10:30 in the morning. They might want to, go to the park around noon. That's their choice. Any 5 days within 8 days of when they start. Because they're staying on property, they have early park admission. The package did automatically include the round trip Universal Superstar shuttle from the airport. Now this will take all of them back and forth. It's super easy. I used it when I went. It's really convenient. You just have to go downstairs to where the rental car company counters are, and then they check you in. And then it included cancel for any reason, because that's what Universal includes for travel protection. So the only things I really selected were the type of ticket and the hotel. They're not getting a car because they have the transportation to the area. And when I scroll down, I can see all the information. On Vax, if you're not familiar, you want the magic gray box. All right. Different vendors, if you're looking at all-inclusive or something like that, there'd be a blue box above this to choose your travel protection. This one doesn't have it because Universal puts that cancel for any reason. So I now have everything I'm going to need in order to make an ad. I have the total cost. I have the deposit that would be due. All right. Now you really can choose. I could choose to advertise this for, $2,000, starting at $2,000 per person. Or I could advertise it as deposits starting at per person. I can divide that. A lot of times I will put the deposit amount. But there are times, like sometimes, a lot of times when I put things like this, I'll get, what's the total cost? And the thing is, I'm just doing the math right now. The thing is, it's going to vary depending on what they actually want when they call you, right? So what I now can do, and as I said, I'm going to include this I'm going to add it to our team chat on Discord. I feel like that's how you spell flyer, but it wants me to say something else. Here are some templates for when I make a written ad. So either for cruises, but this is a package. So I'm going to make a title. So I'm going to take this. I, a lot of times, just use my notes app on my computer. I have a Mac, so this is the same as the notes app on your iPhone. So if I take my template, now I can just come in here and say February break, Universal vacation deal. So I'm not actually going to put the dates because I've told them it's February vacation. So it's 6 nights in a resort hotel for a family of 4. All right. So this is like my vague resort information, right? I'm not telling them which resort at this point. Now, a lot of times I put that type of room specifically if it's, you know, we're just quoting a standard room, so I'm not worried about it. But if this was an all-inclusive, I may put something like oceanfront junior suite for 2, right? Those kinds of things. What I am going to put is 3-day, 3-park, that's first, 3-park, 3-day, park to park tickets with 2 additional days free. People love getting free stuff, right? Now, this is including flights. I don't always price Universal with flights, but this is including flights. So they have flights, transfers, and travel protection included. Deposits start at $1,200. I'm going to do $1,222. $1,222 per person. Then I put my name, contact Tasha today for your free quote, and I put my phone number. Now, a lot of people get really nervous about putting their phone number out there. I'm going to tell you right now, I am a public school teacher. I was worried at first when I became an agent about doing this. I was like, oh, the parents are going to call me. They're going to see my number on there, because I do have friends of friends who are parents of my students and all those things. Never happened. Not a single person has used my phone number to contact me for anything except travel. Okay. You can't be a secret agent. You have to put your info out there. All right. Now, some people will say, message me. I just put my phone number. It's easier. I'm going to get texts way quicker than I'm getting anything else. Right. I do typically like to add some emojis in. And every time I'm doing a training, my computer doesn't like to demonstrate how to do an emoji. So I have a touch bar on my computer. I can do it super easy. But if you right click, the first thing that should come up is emojis and symbols. So I'm going to use the little roller coaster. For my title. And then if I do a space, it's going to work. Yeah, it just doesn't want to do it on my computer. Let's see, what could we do for the... I wish there was like just a regular fun flag. That might work, but let's see. What else do we think when we think theme parks? Let me just see what it does. Do the little tickets. I typically will put a little money symbol when I'm talking about what the total is, and I'll put the little cell phone. This is what we call a call to action. We want them to contact us, right? So one of the ways it was first explained to me when I started is your ad is like what a store puts out on one of those like easels out in front of their store about their specials or their sales they're having to get you through the door. Our mock bookings are to get us through the get our clients through the door, get them contacting us. Right? That's the main goal. Now we could also say total cost per person, but we'll leave it at that for now. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to choose like 3 to 5 pictures for my ad. Okay. Now, these could be pictures you get from Vax. They could be pictures you get from the internet. This is what their room's going to look like. I'm going to use that room. I might be better off. Let me just see what it saves it as. That one will work. If you have personal pictures, you can use those as well. Just looking to see if there's another picture of the hotel, like the exterior fun things. I like to do like the lazy river or something like that. So that's like a fun picture, right? Shows families having fun. Let's see what else we got. They have things in there like bowling, though that is extra cost. Let's see. I do also personally have pictures that I might add instead, but let me go to Google. Vanna Bay Beach Resort. So Kathleen, it depends on how many groups you post this one in, how many you do a week. The recommendation is that you are posting, and I'm going to go over this next, but you're posting every single day, twice a day, in 5 groups at a time. So the total is going to be 10 groups a day, but you don't want to do all 10 at once, because if you do all 10 at once, you could get, tagged as a spammer, and nobody wants that. And nobody wants to go into Facebook jail, right? But we do recommend you're doing 10 groups a day on Facebook. So I always like to include the universal globe when I do an ad. Kind of like that one better. So I used to only do like 1 or 2 pictures, and recently somebody told me that they do more than that. So I like that idea. I do like to advertise the Harry Potter stuff because a lot of people, that's the draw. And then just trying to see what else we could do. Oh, the minions could be fun. Yeah, Kim, the only company I ever worry about copyright for is Disney. I don't ever worry about any other company, because Disney's the only one that's a huge stickler for copyright. And we do have resources where we can get Disney pictures. So as I said, you're going to use this ad on social media of choice, your social media of choice. We do typically use Facebook, but if you're using other social media, absolutely do it wherever you're getting your biggest audiences, right? And if you're new, building your social media audience is part of being a new agent, right? I typically will always start on my Facebook business page because I can edit there. So I do have to be logged in as my business page to post there. I just copy and paste. Now I'm going to drag my pictures in. That one's not going to go, that web TTP. Let's see. 1, 2. I think it's the universal globe, which is the one I really want. 3, 4. Let's see what we got. Let me find another one because that one was the wrong one and it's not letting me put it there. Kind of like the ones that show all of them together. Like this, because they can go to everything. Hopefully that's the right kind and I'll be able to, yeah, that one should work. So now I can post this. I like to check it here because it's easy to find. When I post on groups, it's a lot harder to find after I post it, okay? So I look on here, I double check everything. The fact that this includes flights at $8,000 for a week at Universal on property and tickets for 5 days, that's actually a really good price because flights are ridiculous. I can tell you I'm looking for flights for that February vacation from Boston area to Orlando, and they're a lot. Which is why I haven't bought them yet. But a nice ad, things that are going to draw people's eye, right? I will give you this ad in the chat so you have it. Please, if you use this ad, change it to your name and your contact information. If you're not in that Boston area, sometimes I'll also add, and I might add this when I do other pages, flights can be arranged from different points of origins, okay? Because, you know, people might think, oh, I only can go from Boston, and that's not the case, okay? We can definitely arrange those from other places. Let me give you guys the pictures too. Yeah, I'm going to share that, Kim. I can share that with you guys now. I'm also going to share this in our Discord and on our team Facebook page. So now you could also, let me talk to you about where we go for groups. So for the most part, I post into groups as my personal profile, not as my page. Many groups will not let you post as your page. So that's one of the bigger reasons that I always switch back to me when I go in groups. So, I look for things like travel deals. I find much more luck with travel deals than I do with pages for travel agents. All right. There's lots of that you're allowed to post in something like this. Those of you who are new, our recommendation is that, oops, that is not the ad. Let's not post that. For those of you who are new, you want to be joining 10 to 15 groups a day. Okay. Just check the group's rules that you're allowed to post advertisements. Now, with that being said, the rule no self-promotion does not necessarily mean no advertisements. Check and see if other people have done advertisements. From different, yes. Right, so again, I'm just going to go in, I'm going to pop those pictures in. And this is literally from my save as that downloaded to my computer, or I can drag them from my computer, or I can click to find them on my computer, all of those things, all right? Other types of groups, and I will add them to that document, types of groups to search for. All right. It's very common to have a post pending. I will tell you, I posted in here, I think yesterday, so I know it did go. Yeah, I posted in here Thursday. It will allow my posts for travel ads. I post in here often. Okay. But if you see, most of them have that same format. We've got a title. We've got where they're traveling from, the dates, some kind of information about where they're staying. 7-night stay at a 4-star beachfront, adults only, all inclusive. It's an ocean view suite, junior suite for 2, airfare, transfers, travel insurance included. Deposits start at $410 per person. Total trip starting at $3,815 per person. I included this because this one, I believe the final payment is due the end of this week because it's for Christmas or New Year's. Departure packages from other departure points. There's my call to action. We always put this licensed and insured travel agent. You are licensed and insured or licensed and bonded. That is your errors and omissions insurance. And pricing subject to availability, because it's never guaranteed till you put down a deposit. See, I've got at least 3 nice pictures that are drawing their attention. Okay. Here's a similar one. This is Disney. This is another Disney I did in August. So I don't always post all of my ads on this page. July, I was advertising a Christmas in July sale. Okay. But do you see how all of them are kind of set up that same way? Here's one for a cruise, so you can just see the difference a little bit. Caribbean cruise for 2. I did put Massachusetts April vacation. I did put the ship only because the Mardi Gras is a big draw for Carnival, because it's one of their newer ships with all the big bells and whistles, right? Leaving from Port Canaveral, a balcony. They're going to go to Nassau, Amber Cove, Grand Turk. Gratuities included. Deposits starting at per person. My call to action. Now this does link directly to me. You're able to link it to you on Facebook. And I added a book with me to receive an exclusive onboard credit. Now, it just happens to be a rate code I was able to find, but they don't have to know that. Booking with me, you're going to get onboard credit. But this one, see, I did make it, when they click, I tagged myself in that one. They want to check out I'm a real person, right? So it's those types of things we post on social media. Now, that being said, you could also make a Canva ad or flyer instead of typing out the words, whichever you prefer, right? So some of mine that I've made, it's not me. I can show you. So, like this one is, this is through Gate One, which does guided tours. So I made a flyer with everything it includes. It's just a little bit more eye-catching, right? We made this one in one of my mock booking Mondays. Last minute Disney getaway, family of 4, and the pricing. Now this combined hotel pricing and tickets. It was one that we're able to get from a wholesale vendor and make instant commission on the hotel. Here's another one. Miami Valentine's getaway. And these are all in our Discord. I'm going to show you where you find these too, because this isn't until Valentine's Day. Like you could still be booking these and you can use those mock bookings. All right. Here's one I made for Christmas for Universal. I included some Christmas pictures at Universal, what the package includes. Now their deposits for that one were starting much lower, but that didn't include flights. When you include flights, you pay for the flights typically at the time of booking for Universal. That's why it was so much more. Here's a different Universal one for spring break. And as I said, all of these are in our Discord as well. But does everyone kind of get the idea of how we make either a written ad or a Canva ad? Obviously, you need to learn how to use Canva if you don't. And how we post them on our Facebook. You could post to any other social media you have. Business pages on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. I post ads there all the time. That being said, you could also take a booking you made for a client and turn it into a travel ad. Why not advertise the same one? Right? I'm going to pause for any questions because then that's really like the making an ad, but I want to touch upon a few other ways that you could advertise yourself as a travel agent without necessarily making a travel ad. So feel free, type questions, unmute and ask questions, either way.
I have a question.
Yep.
Tasha. So I know that I sent you an ad, like, I don't know, a couple of days just to kind of preview for me. So is that acceptable to put on some of these other, like, as it was just kind of like a teaser, right? Like, you know.
Yep. You can still do like some little teasers too. And that's more like, as opposed to being a travel ad, that's going to fall more under this like attraction marketing, because you didn't necessarily look for the pricing or any of that stuff, right? You just said, hey, you want to travel here, which is totally fine. It's just a different kind of ad.
Okay.
Okay.
But is it worth it to do a bunch of those or not? Should it be more detailed?
Either way, I would mix it up, do a little of both so that, you know, people are seeing the types of trips specifically you're finding too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
But no, that looked great. And it was a good teaser, you know, those are
thank you.
fine as well. So those are more our traditional ads that we are advertising a specific trip. I'm going to tell you honestly, very rarely do people call me about my specific trip. They'll see me post something like, it's not too late to book a trip for Christmas. They see what I post and they call me about something else for Christmas week. You know, but they're seeing, oh, she can still book for Christmas. I want to call her. We want to make a booking. All right. So other things you could do though, you could absolutely make like a Canva that's just a tease, right? Like, or even a meme or something that is getting people to interact with you on social media. You can find these things on Google, search for memes, search for travel tips, search for a poll, put a smiley, put the thumbs up if you would rather go to the beach, put a heart if you'd rather go to the mountains. It's getting you engagement on your pages and people interacting with you. The more engagement you get, the more people are going to see the things you post because they'll show it to more people. On Vax, let me actually show you. First, I'm just going to save this. In case I actually need this one, I'm going to save it. But on Vax, they have a great section. If you go under resources and travel inspo toolkit, they have a whole bunch of stuff that you can copy and paste. Things from our suppliers, like there's a whole bunch from Universal. It even tells you if you're not super familiar with posting online, it gives you directions and tells you how. It gives you some great hashtags to follow. And I'm not going to go a ton into this because Michaela does a great marketing basics on Mondays, which tells you every single thing how to market. But these are other ways that you can be posting that it's kind of a travel ad, but not quite. All right. I know people who've come in here and done like destination of the week, and they'll post one of these on Monday and then post something about Vegas every single day. All right. And that's something you could post on your personal timeline, your business page, something like that. All right. They also have like inspirational memes. I need a 6-month vacation twice a year. Right. Travel agents, because Google can't replace firsthand experience. Different things in here that you could just post. Sometimes I'll post something with what places are on your bucket list to travel. Where's the last place you traveled to? Something that'll get people to comment, you know? And then they did put some memes in here, but you could also look at travel memes. All right. Things that are going to just, get people to engage in your page. So that's also some attraction marketing. In case anyone's shopping for me, I wear a size 7-day cruise. Not one I need for myself, right? Okay. And then they do also have like articles in here that you could post. I will go on Google and do like travel tips, but when I do it, I'll look for images, because then I could take these travel tips in flight. Stay hydrated, get your exercise in, bring your own healthy snacks, carry some hand sanitizer, call on the crew for assistance. Things that people have already made that we can borrow and use, right? Family travel tips. I bet we could find some stuff, holiday travel tips coming up, all those types of things. I was doing it for a while and I need to get better, but I was doing like a travel tip Tuesday. Some people are doing like wedding Wednesdays. Those are all other ways to advertise. Hey, look, I am a travel agent, but not a specific travel ad. So I just kind of wanted to add that on as a way that, you could do that in between your mock bookings and travel ads you do as well. So let me just show you where you find these, because we do post these in our Discord. So in our team Discord, if you go into right near the top, it says travel ads to copy. Now, when I post them in there, I do put where I got them and the resort. I don't include them when I post online. I'm putting that for you as other travel agents so that you know the information in case someone calls you about this trip. Okay. But see, Michaela posted some memes in here, or says Julie, but it might have been Michaela. I'm not sure. Sometimes Michaela's logged in as Julie. Posts for attraction marketing. What to borrow for travel when I start packing for my next trip, or when do you unpack? And I made a joke. I still have things not unpacked for my August trip, and that is unfortunately still true today. I'm trying to get my house like super clean. All right. Icon of the Seas, summer cruise. But there's tons and tons in here. We did a Thanksgiving, Macy's Day Parade, Norwegian Joy. We were trying to do a lot for Christmas, spring break, because we're trying to, get some commissions before the end of the year or right at the start of the year. But there's tons in here. This person made a little video. All right. Depending on what your computer skills are, if you've got more design skills, use them, right? Fun Fact Friday. Here's one Michaela did for Northern Lights. A different one than I did. Hers was an individual travel. Mine was a tour. So see how they're all in here for you to grab and use. Just make sure that it's not something that has already passed, or if we've advertised it and the deposit time has already passed, you want to make sure that you maybe go look up that trip. All right. But see, there's that one I showed you on Canva. So there's lots and lots in there, and we do not care if you take it from us. We want you to take it from us. All right. When you should be friends with your mentor on Facebook, anything they post, go ahead and steal it. Right? Because you and I could post in the same exact groups and different people will see it. Because those groups can move that fast. All right. So any other, I'm gonna stop the recording, but any other questions?